React components are the building blocks of a React application. They are reusable and self-contained pieces of code that encapsulate the logic and rendering of a part of the user interface. Components allow you to break down your UI into small, modular, and manageable parts, making it easier to develop and maintain complex applications. Let me show you how you can create a simple React component. This component will simply display some text in the browser. So the first thing we need to do is to create a new file within the src folder. I'm going to call my component texts.tsx. You should note that React components are actually functions, which return UI elements, which are then displayed within the browser. So the first step is to create a function, and let's call that function text. Then we need to return a UI element, which in this case will be a heading 1. So I'm going to pass some text here. Let's say chapter 1. Now, one more step, which allows us to use this component within other components, which is to export it. So let's type export default text. Now, this component is ready to be used by other components. We simply need to import it, and that's it. Let me teach you a shortcut to create components. So let's delete all of this and simply type RAFCE, which is short for React Arrow Function Export Component. Now, if you press Tab, there you go. You have your component ready. You can choose either way to create your components. That's up to you. Congratulations, you've created your first React component. Now let's see how you can use it. I explained in the previous lesson that the app component is the parent component within a React application. Therefore, we will be placing our newly created component inside it. But before that, I will clean up the app component a little bit and get rid of all the code that we do not need. Let's get rid of all of this. I will just keep the div tag, and we do not need all these imports. Get rid of them, and I will remove class name as well. Now, to use the component, this is quite a simple process. All we need to do is use this component as we use a simple tag. So we will type text, and as you can see, it is being recognized as a component. But we still have a problem here that text is not defined. So what we need to do is simply import text from the location where it actually exists, which is text. It is important to note that the return statement will actually cause a render within of the app component, thus displaying the contents residing within the div component. Now let's run the application to see how our component will be rendered. So we type npm start. As you can see, the newly created component is now shown within the browser window. In the next lesson, I will teach you how to style your component using Bootstrap 5. See you then!